Hey everybody, this is Ravalox and I have Sannio here. We're gonna hang out with you for a little while. Got a few things that I want to talk about. Um, some news and what we're currently doing this month, and then also have something of a town hall. This will be the first part of that type of thing. So, figure this is the first try of that type of stuff. So we'll see where we go with that. Um, and I'll talk about the topic and all that stuff when we get there. Um, Okay, so all right, so we'll start right off as the bulk of what we're doing this month is we're working on migrating to Unity 2021, and we've gotten farther than we ever have before. We've actually tried to migrate 2019 in the past, and so a few constraints, time and other things caused us to actually put that off. So now we are working on 2021, and Devil Cult is hammering through all the adjustments and migrations of different components and things that have to be updated to get it working. Chris is, of course, working with them on that as well. So I'm basically letting them to run with that, and 90% of the time is being dedicated to that scenario there. Golden Mogul, thanks for subscribing. I need to get my screen back up over here. It's kind of hidden so I could see what people are doing. Yes, thank you. I do a lot better with somebody else with me because I can't pay attention to all of it. Um, yep, yeah, exactly. My GM client is patching, so it's been a busy week for me. Last yep, yep. uh, Yep, I'm Stephen Reinen and I go by Ravalox. I think our names, yeah, I got that hidden, but oh, they're saying they can't hear you. I hear you okay. Let me, uh, give me a, try again. Oh no, it's not coming through. Yeah, good point. Absolutely. Oh yeah, OBS decided to change the thing on me. Yeah, try it now. Nope. One more change. I thought I had this sorted out, but I guess not. Dee. Yeah, give me 1 second. Come on, do that. All right, say something. Ah, man, no, the Bing came through, but you didn't. Why is that not? No. All right, try now.
I'm trying now.
There
Try
you
now.
are. Okay, gotcha.
You sure?
Yep.
Let's wait for the people to chime in.
Oh, absolutely.
Yay, says Merrick Dragon. I'll assume that's good. All right, I can start over. My name is Keith Quinn,
There you
and
go.
I'm Sannio on the forums. I work as a level designer, quest designer for Shroud of the Avatar, shroudoftheavatar.com. And that means I put in the bad guys, the puzzles, decorations, and sometimes I actually create the whole scene, like Grusk and Grusk City, Grusk Factory, two recent scenes. And Stephen, you introduce yourself. Make sure your stuff is working.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm Stephen Reinen. I go by Ravalox, and I work as the community manager and the operations manager type of scenario. wear a whole bunch of hats, and
Yeah.
yeah. So that there you go. And today we're going to talk about our migration to Unity 2021, some info about Grusk Factory, and maybe a little preview of that. In addition to um, some like a town hall type of thing towards the end. Hopefully, we'll get that in and uh, talk about a specific subject and just actually have a good conversation about things to see what we could do to make things better. As I was saying before, the first thing is that Devil Colt and Chris are working on the Unity 2021 upgrade. Thank you for the follow, Pierre. And that's of course there's a bunch of components and everything that have to be updated and upgraded within the code to get it to be running smooth. We've had a test build, and so far things are looking good. But now we have to sweep through the whole thing and make sure all the graphics are appearing correctly, and that eliminate some of the warnings and errors that we're seeing due to the code changes over the years since 2018. So the point of all that is that that's going to be the bulk of the work that Devil Cult and Chris are working on this month. So we're still going to have some minor changes come through, bug changes and improvements, things like that, those lines. But of course, the bulk of that work is taking up. The bulk of the time is being taken up by that work. So don't really expect that we'll be on 2021 for R103, but my hopes are that we could get to a point where we could put it on QA for players to mess with during R103 and then migrate to it in R104.
We're currently on release 102, by the way, for those who don't
Yes,
know.
exactly. Um,
And we do new releases at the end of every month,
July.
last Thursday of the month.
Yep. It's always the last Thursday of the month. We've actually hit that goal for over 8 years straight. Haven't missed one yet.
Actually,
So
towards the end of the year, we sort of like booted up a little bit, like we crunched the time a little bit so that we can have
that's right.
a nice, comfortable Thanksgiving dinner, and the end of the year holiday stuff doesn't really have any release activities interfering with our personal activities.
Right. And of course, those are scheduled. So
Yeah,
even
but
though
they're
they're
always
not,
early. It's never late.
yeah, exactly. Um, and uh, geez, what has it been like a year now? I think that we migrated over to something called a TikTok process. So basically, 1 month is concentrating on bug fixes and quality of life, and then the next month would be content, brand new content. Now, we haven't really stuck to that like glue. Um, basically we still were putting out a lot of new content on months that we were meant to be concentrating on bugs. Um, but with the along with the migration to Unity 2021 and other internal operations stuff that I've been working on, we're shifting a little bit towards more concentrating on quality of life and game stabilization, bug fixes, things like that. So we're now doing a tick talk. And if you are curious about where we are on that, you could take a look at the main Shroud of the Avatar webpage under upcoming events, and that'll show that our release schedule. We are currently in a content release right now, so we're on a talk, and that's going to lead into the Grusk Factory. So at the end of this month, we're expecting that Grusk Factory should be going live, and Sannio will talk about that in a little bit. Uh, the last thing I have as far as just a reminder and current news, and I can't see these things, they're too small. Who was that?
Uh,
Versago?
so, yeah.
There you go.
And
Thanks,
is there a
Versago.
magic phrase, by the way?
Yes, actually, I put it up on the We're Coming Soon. It's Boats and Blossoms. So if you say Boats and Blossoms in chat, in game, that can be done in Universal, Zone Chat, etc., then you will automatically be entered in for the prizening. So we'll be doing at least two prizings. If we get a train going here, a hype train, then we'll add on a prizening for each level of the hype train. Yeah, two. So just mark it down. We're at 2 right now. Okay, so the all right. So what I wanted to go over, and I'm going to go over this for the next bunch of streams, just to be reminding and try to get everybody into the idea of it all. Um, so uh, we've added recently a logout feedback, which is optional, by the way. So even though it's on your screen, you don't have to fill it out. You could just click log off and and quit as usual. But it's on
Or
the
if you want to, it's like a 1 to 5 star thing. If you want to pick a star and not put in any text, you don't have to type anything.
right.
Just move on. Just
Yep. Yeah,
click
and
a
you can
star and then move on.
right, and you can also skip the stars and just type in text. So it's all completely optional and um, yeah. So the logout feedback, one of the things for existing players, veterans, please don't use it for bugs, to report bugs, and please don't use it for Ask a Dev type questions. Those channels are still open to you. Universal, you could do the Ask a Dev, and the bug forums are also there. We are making changes to the feedback. We are improving the text box. It looks like we should be having a scroll bar on the text box, so players won't be limited to the small space. I don't mind if you have, especially this is really targeting new players. We really want to hear back from the new players. So if a book, if somebody wants to write a book to me, or to the team about their experience in the game, especially in the new player scenes, go for it. I mean, we really want to know about that stuff. And um, there's also going to be a checkbox added to hide it. So the veterans who are not needing to see that anymore, then you could check off that box and it'll never show it to you again unless you go to the options menu and then you could turn it back on. So there'll be an option there to enable or disable the feedback form at the end of at the quit menu. We're also adding a link to Discord on there. So again, new players who find our game but maybe don't know about our Discord server, they'll have a link right there. The invite will be there. They click on it and it'll go right over to Discord and add them in. Um, which of course, being the wonderful community that we have, this will give you guys the opportunity to help them out if they have questions at that point. Um, and then, of course, there'll also be a link to the bug forums, so as a convenience thing. So please, again, don't use the feedback box for bugs. We
Yeah, the
have to.
feedback field is not a replacement for a bug report. So please still go to the forums and submit a bug report there,
Exactly,
because it's great. You want to do that /loc to get those coordinates for whatever your bug is. Even if you're not sure if you need the location, just give it anyway, because it might be not critical for us, but it might actually be a great place to start investigating.
right. And don't forget that if you're doing a bug report that's inside of a basement or in a dungeon, a player dungeon, please give us the LOC for the town lot, when you're going into that. So if you're going into the basement, take an LOC from outside the basement hatch.
Yeah,
Uh,
stand next to the basement hatch, do /LOC in chat,
yep,
and let us know that that's the hatch.
exactly, right,
Because sometimes it can be really important for us to try to reproduce the bug exactly as you encountered it, instead of just like skipping to the end. Sometimes we need to sort of like click on that teleporter, walk through the whole hallway, find our way to the trouble spot.
exactly. Okay, so that's just a reminder. I'm going to probably do that in the next few streams just to be a little repetitive about it. And we're going to do what we can to continue to improve that form as well. Um, so one other piece of news is that next month is July, and what does that mean? Well, that means that it's Lord British's birthday. So next month is going to have well, hopefully we're looking into doing a bunch of things. So some special events and multiple streams, a stream with Lord British, and um, hopefully we could convince Lord British to come on and maybe even do some PvP events and things like that. Let you guys beat on him for a while. Um, So we'll see how that goes. Then, of course, sales and all those neat things. Putting this all together over the next couple of weeks, so we'll have more information as we get closer to R103. So that's that. And so Grusk Factory, let me get the game going.
All right, I'll start describing it, I guess. Some people already know what Gross Factory is. We have the normal continent that most people explore is Novia, and we also have Hidden Vale. Those are considered the episode 1 continents. And we have episode 2's continent called Mistrender. And then in that continent, roughly in the center of it, a little bit to the right of center, there is a seaside city called Grusk. And Grusk is full of kobolds. Surrounding that city are some dangers, some barbarians, some elementals, some big cats, saber-tooth tigers. And one neighborhood of Grusk is called the Factories. And if you talk to some of the citizens and the guards, they'll tell you to stay away from the factories. But the workers in the factories, they don't take no guff, and they don't really like when the avatars come in the area, so they'll fight you. But deep in the factory, there is now a new doorway, and it's not on the live server yet. You can't click on the doorway on the live server and get into the Grusk Factory yet. But on the QA server, I believe we're going to see, I guess, in a minute. I believe you can actually access that Grusk Factory on the QA server, and we'll follow up that follow along with Ravalox to go in the way you players would go in. I want to also mention that there is in that neighborhood in Grusk, there is an NPC. His name is I forget the name I gave him. These kobolds have some weird names. One second. His name is Vishoki. And Vishoki is a taskmaster, so probably you'll see the taskmaster in the factory area. And if you do see him, he will have a quest for you to do something for him in the factories. We're not going to pick up that quest now. You can pick it up yourself and then have some fun in the factories on your own.
Hey, and just by the way, I think I'm logging into the live server. I should still be able to get there from live, right?
Yeah, we'll go to the doorway. You won't be able to click on it.
Okay. Yeah, the
Or
reason
well,
why is
I can give you a flag and you can click on it.
yeah,
If you want, but
I'd go into QA, but QA is currently on 2021. So
yeah,
yeah, I don't know if
okay, that's
my
fine.
client would work there.
So for Stephen, I am putting a little console command in there, so you can give yourself that flag at any point,
Okay, all right,
and
let me
and then you will be able to click on that door, I believe, and then get in. So the outskirts of Grusk, the perimeter of the village, the bad guys are mostly tier 8. There's 1 or 2 higher than tier 8 around there. Grusk Factory is sort of similar. It's tier 8 in the earlier section, and then it slowly goes up to sort of like tier 10. There's 2 wave battles, one early on that you have to pass to get past the, I was gonna say halfway point. It might be a little earlier, the 1/3 point, and then one at the finale. There's a certain point that I'm going to ask Steven to stop as he's traveling through the factory because I want to leave some exploration up to you guys. But we can go through the early area and see some of the stuff that I've set up.
okay.
I'll also say some of the things you're going to see have been changed. So there's going to be new props and some adjustments in the factory area. Right now, Steven is in the Grusk. He is in there's a lighthouse in Grusk way up to one side. He's going to have to sort of go to the opposite side of the city to eventually get to the factory area. By the way, if you haven't been in the lighthouse, you should come here because the lighthouse keeper is pretty lonely and he would like to talk to you. Wink, hint, wink, wink. Steven doesn't have to do that, but you guys should do that. So you see the smokestacks up in the distance,
Yep.
Steven?
Yep, I see
So
him.
that's where you want to go. Yeah,
Okay.
and that's a good cue for anyone else if you're looking for the. Oh yeah, by the way, there will be spoilers in this. I'll try not to get too spoilerific, but there will be
Oh,
some spoilers.
teleport boat.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh, if if the spoiler is going to be a little bit too much, then I will give you a big tip off. If you haven't been to Grusk, here's a good shot of Grusk. Its main export is automatons. That's kind of what they make mostly, and so some of that is in uh, shown off in the Grusk factory a little bit. Uh, we have trolleys here in Grusk. Stephen isn't passing one yet, but there's automated trolleys that go around if you want to make a left turn up that hill. Yeah. Do you have God mode on, by the way?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Because we're going to go into dangerous territory and we're gonna cheat. So the factory is not open now on the live server. We're going to cheat and go in. I'm not sure where we are on the QA server, but the Grusk factory dungeon scene might be available in the QA server. So
Right.
if you go straight ahead, uh,
This way.
Ravalox, no, into
That tunnel.
I can't see what the directions are. Right, go toward yep. Now make a right again into the big tunnel.
Oh, okay. This one here.
Not well. What I'm looking at is it's a little laggy. So
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
all right, so now you want to make a right. Actually, I wish I remembered which way was north, south, east, and west. Let's see.
Well, we're heading
You want to
north
go
right
east.
now.
Yeah, so you want to go east into the hallways,
Okay.
the small hallways, and go northeast, or follow the rugs.
Ah, okay.
So left to,
Oh,
nope, other way.
follow the rugs the other way.
Go north. There you go.
Talk
So
to the
this is the
taskmaster.
task for this guy. Yeah, you can talk to him if you want. We're not gonna do the quest, but this is the guy who will give you the quest. Everyone.
Gotcha. Just say hi to him. Oh,
Yep.
blessing
So
of Atos is strong. Okay.
anyway, we don't
Strong
have to
friendly.
we don't have to hang out with this guy too much. We can let the players chat with him.
Yep. Yep.
Uh, for those who like to have like the virtue adjusted, uh, you may know by now that I like to give conversation choices when you're talking to some of these NPCs, and so you can every time you sort of get like a choice, there's usually like a here's the polite response and here's this jerk response, or here's the altruistic response and here's the give me my money response. So anytime there's that kind of thing going on, is probably going to be a little bit of a virtue change going on, and hopefully it's a little obvious, but it's not critical. So just so you know, if you like playing so that your secret virtue score gets adjusted, anytime you have these conversations, almost every time you're getting a little bit of a effect to your virtue. So uh, we want to go in. You remember that smaller tunnel you were going to go in before?
Uh-huh.
We can go in that tunnel, I think, or we can go in the one that's just right across the tunnels we came out of with the rug. Either way.
All right.
So the right of the two tunnels. We want to
Yep.
go, yeah, northwest, I guess it is. And we want to go to the right. I think we want to go down,
Okay.
not in the cave tunnel, but in the dungeon tunnel, and then make a left as soon as you get to the bottom.
Okay.
And across the way, you see there's a gate, a closed gate. It's not locked; it's closed. So you'll be able to flip the switch and open it up. You can ignore the guys fighting right now.
It tickles.
Yeah. And when you return, you come back. This is where you'll come back, and probably the gate will be closed, and you can sort of prepare yourself to fight anyone who's on the other side there.
All right.
So right now the doorway is boarded up, but when it's available to players, the boards will go away. But you should be able to just click on it, I think, if you use that little console command I gave you before.
Yes, I did. Yep. So we're going in now.
Yeah. So when you players click on that right now on the live server, it'll give you some message saying that you can't use it. I forget exactly what it says. Golden Mogul points out Grusk, the only town with indoor plumbing. And I want to add, and you'll see in a little bit, this is a dungeon with indoor plumbing. I So, all right. So this is just sort of a show off kind of a situation, give you a little sense of what uh, Grusk is all about. There's some oxygen being pumped in. You can see toward the ceiling. We have pipes of different varieties doing whatever. If you go towards the wall of gears over there, you'll see a switch in front of it, and you can actually sit on that upturned box. I made it as a seat. So maybe during work hours, maybe there's some kobold there who just flips that switch up and down. Right now, that switch is just for flavor. But all right, so let's go to the next room.
Okay.
So right now, this first room, it's just sort of an entry room. It's not really surprising. There's nothing really you haven't seen before, except the fact that it's a new area. So if we go through the doorway, the gate, then we can start moving into. There's no combat here. This whole first couple of rooms and hallways is it's just it's pretty safe, or it should be fully safe.
Yeah. Okay.
And so you can keep going. One thing I like to do for players, you'll notice that like half the lights are off, or a third to half the lights are off.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of players like to use those as breadcrumbs, so I like to make sure that they're off, and players can sort of turn them on and off as they want. So if you make a left at the end of that hallway, and just follow the short hall to the end.
To the right, right? He said
No, left. Take a left.
left. Okay.
You turned around. There you go.
Oh, it's a potty.
Yep. A little bit of trivia here. They get progressively worse as you proceed through the. All right, so you can back up and just sort of follow the hallways. So these I'll give you some like uh, incidental trivia. So these tunnels. Oh, and if we stop here, if we didn't have the music on, and if we listened, I don't know if the sound's on, but if you listen real hard when you're actually playing here, you'll be able to hear like tick-tock clockwork noises from the gears and stuff below. I also so the dungeon walls are based off our dungeon kit, but there's a kobold variation to give it a little bit of a home with the kobolds, kind of a spin. We have some props here. I guess a lot of props here and there. You'll find typical crates and barrels, and some you can break. There'll be some. You can go forward, Stephen. There'll be some chairs, desks, bookcases, a random hammer or pickaxe or two that you can pick up. We don't have to explore rooms. You can just sort of like take a glance. Okay, follow that the hallway, the long hallway,
Mm-hmm.
and go through that doorway, the gate.
Okay. Ooh.
This is a first sort of a little special thing. This is an elevator. It's not surprising we have elevators. It's a little bit different. Once again, I put little bells and whistles. If you look to the left and right of the elevator, there's long chains, and when Steven starts the elevator, which you can do anytime right now if you want, you'll have to
Okay.
double click the wheel. Yeah, that red wheel. By the way, when you see a wheel, if it's red, that means you can interact with it. That's our standard. So along the chain, there's a copper colored gear that spins as it goes up and down. That was a little something we don't normally do, but I just put in extra
That's pretty cool.
bells and whistles, so it looks like when they spin, that's what's pulling the elevator up and down. So I'm trying to, bring it as close to. I get stuck in these little rat holes. I'm like, I got to make this thing look like it really works. I don't just
Yeah.
want it sliding up and down. Uh, so, all right. So now we can go into the next area. So this is the first of two elevators. There's an elevator later on. Let
Okay.
me actually keep track of the time so we can
Yep. Yep.
don't waste too much time. So you can go through that gateway right there and just sort of wander the hallways a little bit. So at this point, in general, we're going to be going north. It might be zigzaggy, and we're going to be going down. So that's how the flow of the dungeon. The dungeon is, if you know, like the Necropolis dungeon, it's basically a linear experience. It's
Hmm.
not like Elysium Mines, which is sort of open, go in any direction kind of experience. So this is more of a linear experience, and that line is roughly north and down. Golden Mogul points out crates with a torch, usually, so that means a fight. Actually, what I like to do is the crates with torches, I like to put them when you're entering a new area that's a dark area,
Yeah.
uh, especially if it's like a cave where I may not have like lights on the ceiling or on the walls or anything. I like to make sure that that you have a, a, a light source that's not necessarily magic. I mean, I guess everyone has the magic spell, but maybe some of these kobolds don't. I don't know. They can probably see in the dark.
Hmm. Okay.
I'm scrolling back up. Dur asks, "Is there detention in this game?" I'm not sure what you mean by detention. There is a jail cell in Grusk, and there is uh, potentially someone who gets added to the cells from a quest. But
He
uh,
may be referring to
all
the.
right, stop right there. Stop right there.
Okay.
Look, stop, and look at the big gear at the end of the wall. So
Right.
this is a little mini spoiler. There's a couple of dudes over there. I think they're fighting right now, but they were just staring at a factory worker, and a factory steward were staring at the big gear, which isn't moving, and they were wondering why it wasn't moving. So like, one of them was like, it was like that when I got here, and someone said, we've got to figure this out. So there's a little conversation that sort of goes on. And you may not have realized it, but once the fighting started with those two guys, you brought a couple guys in with you, but those two chatterboxes who weren't paying attention to you,
Hmm.
uh, the oh well, you didn't kill him yet, but if you want to do like I don't know, kill
A
10
kill him.
command or something, yeah. So we are in the first wave battle right here. You brought in a couple guys from the hallway, but the initial steward and worker, once they get killed, then if hopefully people saw that the entry door closed, and now we're in a wave battle.
Ah,
Uh, we,
yes.
we can actually we can cheat and skip this if you want.
Sure.
Before we leave, I'll say it's only a few minutes long. It's not a humongous battle. If you see the top, there's grates at the top, so there's like an observation deck. As you fight different waves, more doors open up. So we can see that's the doorway that Steven is looking at that was closed before, then it was open, then guys appeared. And then as you kill more guys, more doors will appear. There's a secondary door inside this little spawn closet. We sometimes have that term. I kind of using it almost literally here. Once the battle is done, these little secondary doors open up. You can leave the room. The room is done. All the doors open up, and you can leave the room, either go back your way you came or go forward. You can actually go up into the observation deck, and there'll be some more guys to fight up there if you want. Steven, if you want to just slew at whatever small speed and just go on the other side of one of those side doors, maybe the one you were just looking at.
Right. Okay.
Slew is our little fly around cheat command. Just get through any one of those walls is probably fine. And then you just drop down right there. So don't go through the double doors, but just turn left around that corner.
Okay.
And you'll see that we have some blacksmith station, or the smelting one is on this side. The blacksmith stuff is on the other side. And you might also see, if you spin around and look at the small chest there are some chests here throughout the whole dungeon. Steven, you can try to open it.
Okay.
And when you try to open it, it'll fail. Oh no!
It didn't
Oh, this
fail.
one opened. Oh,
Yep.
okay. Sorry. There are some that have a lock on them, and you'll need a key. So you'll get the key by killing some of these, some of the kobolds. The key will drop. So every once in a while, you'll be able to sort of like open a locked door or open one of these locked chests, and then you'll be able to get the stuff. I'm assuming you don't have a key, and I forget which ones I left open, which ones I locked.
Yeah, I'm
So
pretty
you can
much
actually
right.
just, yeah, you could just go through the hallways now.
Okay.
One thing that I added, I had a group of players run through. Actually, don't go through the door. Yeah, go through the double doorway and then go up the ladder, the ramp.
Yep.
I did have a group of players sort of go through this, and they gave me a bunch of good notes. So I made some changes based upon what they said, and that included adding a carpentry and milling station later on in the dungeon. This is the upper deck area, that the viewing platform that I was talking about. And now, like I said, in general, we want to go north. So you can find some hallways to just go north from that upper deck. You can go back the way you came if you want a little bit.
Yeah, and down, right?
Nope. Turn north. Yeah, now go down. Yeah. Sorry. I'm like 3 second delayed, I think.
Yeah, I gotcha. So I am going down, right?
Yeah, go down that hallway.
Okay. All right.
Once you go down that hallway, go all the way to the end of the hallway and make a right, and go forward, go east, and eventually there'll be a hallway on the north, and you want to go in that hallway.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we're back on track. We've finished the wave battle, which was the choke point in the dungeon, and now we're moving forward. And sometimes you could make a choice of going left or right, but that's okay. Eventually, you'll probably like loop around, and then you'll get to like another little choke point, or I should say pinch point, because you'll end up getting back on track eventually, kind of no matter what. There's only one point where you're actually blocked, which was that wave battle that we cheated to get past.
Gotcha.
All right. So you can keep going forward any way you want, and we'll figure out which way. So if you go down one of these corridors, there's what's called a kobold mechanic in there. He's not a worker, and he's not a steward. He's kobold mechanic, and the kobold mechanic will he's part of a quest, and he's neutral. And if those of you remember about neutral characters, is that you can either talk to him or fight him, and you don't want to approach him with a pet that's on full aggression mode or AOE constantly firing off or anything like that. You want to go in peaceful. They're a little bit far away, far enough away, I think, from the other hostile, 100% hostile kill on sight kobolds. So you should be okay when you go there. So just be warned. And it's not a make or break the quest kind of a thing. Both choices are optional, and if you go in with guns a-blazing, please don't blame me that you accidentally killed the guy, because you're a horrific, murderous cutthroat.
I like the gears going on behind underneath the floor.
Yeah, thanks.
That's pretty cool.
I want to have a sense of vertical stuff going on. Going up, going down. So that's why some of these rooms have like extra height in them. That's why in this one, instead of extra height, it's got extra depth, and you get to. Most people don't look up in general unless you have to, or unless you're in like a really big room and you sort of going for the, it's an awesome visual experience. So it just occurred to me that, why don't I just put something under the floor? I think that'd be kind of cool. So we can go. I got turned around, but I think you're facing north. We can go north.
Yep.
Yeah. And anytime you go north, if you come to an end, you go west or east for a while until you can go north again. And eventually those guys will drop off and leave you behind.
Pretty big place here.
Yeah, you're only like a third of the way through. So this is a puzzle. You're in God mode, so you're not going to get damaged. But, of course, you don't want to stand on the fire. there's a little hint showing where the fire will be with the sort of heated bars, and then a hint for where to stand, which is those little metal circles. And it's just sort of the classic on off sort of situation.
Ow, it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah. So keep going all the way through and go through the gate on the other side, the door, and
Okay.
turn to your left once you're through. And here's a micro spoiler, but it might be helpful for when you're in a party. So that red wheel on the left, that will Stephen, if you'll spin that, that will turn off the fire trap. So if someone's like great at dodging fire or very healthy, and everyone else is nervous, let that one guy go through. And once that person's all the way on the other side, they can turn it off and everyone can follow them. So then you can go back to going north. Yeah, see no more fire.
Okay.
So there's little puzzle-ish kind of things. Oh, actually, go back to that room for a second. I want to show off something. Go back to that fire room.
Oh, okay.
And like I talked about, like the stuff going up and down. So look up.
Yep.
So there's a lot of stuff beyond what you can see. And then go near the entrance of where you came in the fire room. So the start of the fire room. And then look down. Look down right there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's that? Some automation for the manufacturing?
Yeah, there are. It's a little hard to see, but there's automatons being carried from one place to another on
Oh,
like a
that's pretty cool.
hanging conveyor belt kind of thing. I just wanted to show that off. I don't think it's what a lot of people will look at. I don't think a lot of people sort of hang out here, but there's more than just pipes and a fire trap going on. There are visuals in the background that I tried to add. All right, so you can proceed north again. Just
Okie
start
dokie.
running. I specifically have a grate on the ground so the fire can come out. Also, so you can see down in that uh, below, kind of like what I did with the gears room. Just keep going north, and if you have to go left, oh, so there's one of the doors we just were passing without
Hmm.
a lock on it. Stephen doesn't have the key, so
Oh, right. Yeah.
oh, there's a little dead end, but that's okay.
I don't have the keys.
Yeah. I won't say every time, but often in one of those locked off rooms, there's a special uh, crate, uh, a little treasure box.
Oh, another elevator.
Yep, this is the second of the two elevators. I try to put in extra ambient sounds too, so sometimes and the reverb effect.
Hmm.
Uh, so when you're in some of these bigger areas, there's like a little bit of a different echo. Merrick Dragon says jump. You can jump over the railing if you want to jump and get injured. That's fine. I don't know that you'll die. I think if you're able to fight like tier 8 plus guys, I think probably you won't die. But I didn't build it keeping either way in mind. I just made it. It's like I don't even know what it is. 4 stories, but you could jump if you want, Stephen. If you do jump, don't worry about. You can summon the elevator from the bottom if you want to get back out.
I assume that's this
So you won't
here.
be stuck. Yeah. Yeah. Let's check the time. All right, we got like 10 minutes. Doing okay, I guess. Yeah. So stay at the bottom, and then go open the double doors and go through that hallway. I think it's going to send us east, but once again, loosely we're going north. So if at some point we're going to go north, then go north. And if something like goes down, you almost always want to go down. There's a upward thing at some point soon, but so I'll also mention there's 2 spots that will favor multiple players. So this is a case. There's a so try to open that door, the double door in front of you. I think it
Multiple
actually,
switches required.
yeah. So this is all right. Spoiler. Put you for 30 seconds. Cover your ears. This is a two-player. It's not really even a puzzle so much, but it's a two-player gimmick. If there's two players here and they both sort of do what they need to do, then they can open the doors and move on to a little side bonus room. Not a fight. All right, so you can back up the way you came.
Okay.
Spoiler over. Yeah. So towards the elevator, but not to the elevator. You want to go through that the gear room. You know, the gears in the floor.
Right.
You want to go through that room.
Okay.
Can a pet help you? Maybe. I bet probably. I would not call that an exploit. Unintentional design feature.
It looks like they're not paying the cleaning staff very well.
Yeah, the deeper you get, the less they care about toilet maintenance. Gross. Okay, and now we start to see some variations here after the halfway mark. We see like there's a cave tunnel right here. If you want to go in there, that's fine. The kobolds are probably like expanding, maybe doing a little mining. One of the feedback bits that I got was it'd be nice if there was more of these little side mines. So I actually sort of opened up like a bigger area with more silver ore nodes, a couple of iron ore nodes, and some crystals. There'll be orange crystals here and there. Yeah, so that spot where you just went in, that'll open up to like a new area. Or additional cave area.
Keep heading north.
Yep. North.
Oh, there's a ramp up.
Yeah, we're gonna go up this time. I'll also mention this always confuses me too. Like I get there and like, wait a second, I always want to go down. So you can go towards that red. Yeah, you can go through that hole in the wall. And this is where we're getting to like another new space. You can go through keep going through the cave tunnels that you're entering. And now you can see they've broken into some new space. And this is not actually a kobold space.
Ooh.
And we're gonna look around this room a little bit, but then we're gonna stop and we're gonna let you discover what goes on after this. So the kobolds have broken into stuff. You know, maybe some players recognize the symbols in front of them.
Yeah, they do look vaguely familiar.
There's obviously some sort of magical stuff going on. If you look at the top, I call it a piston. If you look at the top of the circular thing in the center of the room, there's some magical energies there. And the same magical energies, like a string of it, is filtering through the center of those, the rotating pieces. There's like a minor puzzle here, and then you'll continue on to the rest of the mysterious dungeon. So that we should probably stop right here as far as exploring.
Yep, gotcha.
To the core of Novia. Yeah, that'd be funny. Journey to the center of New Britannia. Can you squeeze in there and get smushed? I'll say yes and no, but it's up for you to figure it out. You cannot go in between the two cylinders, I'll call them.
Well, this is pretty impressive.
Yeah. So there'll be like some secret areas. There'll be some different monsters to fight. There'll be some amped up, older, rare enemies that you'll fight later on. Yeah, I hope you like it. Like I said, it's mostly linear. So the first wave battle at that choke point room, that only goes the once, it doesn't reset. And then you'll have like a finale wave battle that also is just a one-time only thing. uh, because it's like Necropolis, like I said before. It's kind of meant to be like a linear adventure. Potentially, you can come here more than once. It's up to you if you like it. Uh, Depending upon feedback, maybe I'll make some smaller changes. Continue to make smaller changes. But there you
Looks
go.
good. Excellent.
Yeah, thanks.
So something to look forward to for R103 at the end of
Yeah,
this month.
it definitely gets more mysterious as you go deeper in.
That's cool. Okay, so all right, so one of the moving on to the next subject line here, what I wanted to do uh, was basically I'm gonna try to stream once every couple of weeks, and I think I'm gotten us onto a pretty good pattern now, where a start of a pattern. So today's stream, then skip next week, and then after that will be the release, I believe, if I got my dates correct. Um, no, actually, there would be 2 more weeks and then a third. So it's gonna be a little weird because I don't I'll try to do at least 1 or 2 streams in the middle of the month between releases. So might not be able to do um, a consistent alternating week schedule because, well, months do that to you, right? 4 week and 5 week months. So we'll see what happens there. But the main purpose, of course, is pass on some news, give you some updates on what's going on, and then also have an actual open conversation with you guys about things that we're trying to do to make the game get better and discuss a specific point. No, so not like um, an open like ask a dev type of situation, but like a directed topic. So we'll talk about one topic and discuss the pros and cons of whatever it is that we're thinking about doing, and see if we can enlist your help for some of the stuff that we want to try to get done, that type of thing. So one of the things that we're doing right now is we are, as you guys know, Winston is working with us to collect data and analyze that data so we could figure out what we could do to improve the retention of new players and retention of existing players, things along those lines. So right now, um, we're trying to get a trend of the data, figure out what's happening with the new players, how long they're staying in the game, and when they get confused, dropped off, that drop out of the game or whatever, that type of thing. As I said, the feedback, the main intent for that feedback is targeting people who just come into the game, just found the game, installed it, went in there, and then the first few times that they log out, it would be, in theory, the most probable time that they're going to leave some feedback and let us know, like, I was confused, I couldn't get through the scene, or I found some problem that wouldn't let me move forward, or whatever it is, or we love your game, which actually we are getting a pretty good amount of people saying that they love the game. Um, so. One of the things there is that, as I said, we're going to add a link to go to Discord, and if new players are coming into the Discord, obviously, please, welcome them and help them out if there's stuff that they have questions about, things like that. And you guys are pretty good about, uh, you know, uh, big family type community. It's always been kind of a tradition with Lord British style games. So you guys haven't disappointed as far as that's concerned. I'm on Discord, and I watch that. I observe it every day. Every once in a while, I can make a comment on something that if it's the right timing. But most of the time, I'm going back and reading conversations that have happened in the past. So, and of course, as you guys know. Discord will alert you when new players are coming into the server, so obviously give them a nice hello and see if they need any help and stuff along those lines. Um, so also in the outskirts scenes, if new players, of course, are going to go into Soulsbridge, Battle of Soulsbridge. That's a solo scene. Once they complete that, then they'll move on to the Salisbury outskirts, which is that really their first contact with everybody else in the world. You know, first access to social, seeing other players in the scenes, stuff like that. So if you guys see new players in there, you know, people who appear to be new players, you know, let them know that they have access to you guys. If you have the Hospitaller flag, you could always put the title on, you know, and greet people. We'll we there's some stuff going on with the Hospitaller title that I need to fix, and then once that's done, then new players coming in will once again have the Hospitaller title. Right now, they're not getting the title automatically, so there is an issue with that, and I'm working to fix that. Might be doing something a little bit alternate on that. So, but we'll discuss that in team meetings and figure out what we're going to do. Um, I guess the where I'm going with that is that we might want to put some uh, you know, tooltip up, Sannio, letting them know about Hospitallers maybe in that first solo scene or something. You know, like when they get to the automaton or something. You
Maybe.
know, actually, that wouldn't be a bad thing if he had the Hospitaller title on him. You know, on the helpful automatons, that type of thing.
Well, uh, we
Yeah,
could, but
idea,
it's
but
more of a player thing, so I
yeah,
wouldn't want
yeah.
to blur the line between player help versus NPC help.
Right, gotcha, gotcha. All right, so anyway, that's the idea there, and uh, so really, obviously, if anybody has some ideas about getting more players into the game, this is what we really want to do, increase the population at this point. Um, the the plan is to going forward is to continue improving the game, fixing the bugs, especially the long-standing ones, things like that. We're going through the database and getting all these bugs sorted out. It's going to take time. So basically, we got 2/3 of the time spending on bugs, and then 1/3 of the time is spending on new content, as opposed to being 50-50. So we're not you know, not a major shift or anything, just a little bit more on the bugs, so that way we could start uh, doing that real final polish and stabilization that we need. Going into 2021, the Unity 2021, we should really be able to see some improvements. And so far in our testing, we're saying we are seeing scene loading speeding up, other things being a little bit better, higher FPS levels, things like that along those lines. Of course, we can't promise anything at this stage. We have to get through all our testing and get it up on QA, and then get you guys to go on into QA en masse when we're on 2021. This way, you guys can knock it around, and nothing substitutes actual players breaking stuff. So, you know, that's definitely the thing to do there. So, with all that said, if again, you know, spread the word. If there's people out there you know that or think you know that might um, want to play the game, go for it and get them in there. And then the key thing is to uh, be present and helpful to them when they have questions. So if somebody's asking questions in Discord, please give them a hand. You know, if you're around and you're able to, or even if you don't know the answer, let them know who might know the answer. That type of thing. So, all right. So based on that, does anybody have stuff? So I see Vesper is talking about completing unfinished systems and fixing bugs instead of fixing bugs and adding new content. So, well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So the unfinished systems and fixing the bugs related to uh, systems that have never been completely stabilized or bugs that have been long-standing that should be eradicated. So definitely doing those things. All right, so yeah, making 2xp permanent, that's definitely not something we're going to be looking at doing that way. But we do have to, we did, one of the problems with 2xp is that it was on for way too long. There was a period of time a while ago where 2xp was on for, geez, almost a year straight. And that, of course, sets an expectation. So there's a little bit of a change now. Obviously, we have it. we got all our sales turned off on time. We got the 2XP. Everything's set back to the standard of where it is. And obviously, as you know, we're collecting data. So we'll be able to see if we need to adjust XP, but we don't want to keep 2XP on all the time because it's going to cause the characters to level way too quickly. And it's a balance issue, obviously. Where if a character is leveling too quickly, then the cry in a month or two will be, we need new content, and because everybody's going to run through all the content and then want new stuff and more powerful spells or skills or whatever. So there's got to be some kind of a balance on that. And granted, maybe the single XP that where we are right now needs to be looked at and see if we have to do an adjustment, but that's not like a single toggle that we could turn on and off or make the adjustment for the whole game. Uh, that would have to be addressed kind of like the loot tables has to, and it's a sweeping action going through the whole game to make sure the balance doesn't get upset and touch all those different mobs and everything and get the XP set correctly. So let's see what else we got. Anything you see? Any ones that are up there that are good?
Now they're talking about the sculpted head behind me. I think right here. If I'm pointing at
Oh,
the right,
yeah,
my older brother sculpted that. It's me. It's my head. It's not
gotcha.
Stalin.
I went, and speaking of background stuff, I went down to Austin over the last weekend and uh, had a very, very productive meeting with Tassilo. For those of you who don't know, Tassilo is the definitive IT guy for Catnip, and of course back when Portalarium was a thing. And we went over a bunch of stuff that we're going to be doing, changing, and improving, and things that need to be fixed as well. One of them being the subscriber rewards, the dies and the titles and stuff like those lines that have been given out on I think it's every 3 months. So there's the longer you subscribe, then you hit these tiers and you get stuff along those lines, similar to the bug rewards. And they kind of stopped working. So we had to repopulate some things and do some database work to get that sorted out, and we're going to be working on that. So can't promise that it'll happen at the beginning of R103, but I am pretty sure by R104 we'll have that all fixed. And I will tell you right now that if you're a subscriber, you will retroactively get everything that is missing. So basically, I think the dies broke roughly a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe more. Somebody could correct me if I'm way off on that. But all those 3 month intervals will they'll automatically populate. So when you log in after that happens, the next subscriber update, then everything will be in your rewards bin. Same thing with the titles; they'll all automatically be applied to your account no matter what level you're at. So that'll get us caught up in a snap. And once we do this as well, I'll have better ability to go in there and tweak those things so it won't just be the same dies every 3 months. And we could change up the rewards a little bit, maybe throw some surprises in there. And and there's already a surprise that's being talked about for the subscribers who were missing those things, but can't talk about anything more than that at the moment, as I haven't actually figured out what I'm going to actually do about it. But we're going to do something special for the fact that that was screwed up for so long. So, but anyway, I went down there and had meetings with Taslo. I met with one of the players with reference to a custom pot template that they want to do. So that player will probably be posting some news shortly about what their intent is and um, how they're going to look to raise money to get it done and all that neat stuff and all the details. Then, in addition to that, I ended up having a dinner with Dr. Cat and Scotty and Manda, who was Penumbra from the Ultima series, and Dennis Lubay. I wanted to thank them for being there for me when I was living down in Austin, going through my divorce and all that stuff. So, but as part of that mess, in my background here, I don't know if you can see it. It's like right over here, this little thing. Dr. Cat gave me a little origami dragon, and so he's sitting on top of my MSI dragon.
Oh, is that origami? That red thing? It's so small.
Well, no, not the red one. This one here, I'll
Oh,
bring it up. It's this little tiny thing. But there's
yeah, okay.
yeah,
There you
yeah,
go. Much better.
yeah.
Wow, that's
There
pretty
you go.
good.
Yeah, it's and he did one for me back in the day. As I said, when these guys have been really supportive. And when I was in Austin, it's actually a bigger one. But the tinier they are, the harder they are to do. So it's
While
very
we're talking, by the
impressive.
way, did you run the prisoning stuff?
Yeah, no, I haven't run it yet. You're right. Good point. I
Okay,
will do
yeah,
that.
we're
Yep.
over the time, so we gotta.
Yeah. So we owe him two prisonings at this stage. So let me get my. Oh, okay. This is going to be an issue.
It's not the raffle. It's the phrase that pays prize.
Right. The phrase that sometimes
What
pays.
was it again? Boats and blossoms.
Boats and blossoms.
Okay.
Yeah, so and that's the in-game only, not in Twitch. You want to go in in Universal or Zone Chat, local chat, say Boats and Blossoms. So you have a few minutes to get that done while I get in here to run the program. So going forward, as we do more of these streams, we'll have better concentrated, town hall type stuff to discuss specific things. So right now, I just want to let you guys know where we're heading and all that.
While you're doing that, I could sort of give like a little sneak peek discussion about my next scene after Grass Factory.
Sure, go
So
for it. Yeah.
just to sort of give you like a couple sentences about it, it's going to be a seaside scene, also a mist render. It'll be on the Central Island, the southwest shoreline. There'll be like a couple of buildings related to some Norgarders, but these are more rough and tumble Norgarders. They'll get requests and things, but they are also a little bit more along the Viking barbarian sort of thing. They definitely do a lot of raiding up and down the shorelines, and you'll be able to interact. You can interact with a few of them eventually, and there'll be some bad guys throughout the scene. I don't know how much I want to say about it. I think there'll be some type of big cats. I'll say that. A couple of kobolds, although not a lot, just a couple of kobold experimenters and their experiments, and some spiders. So and maybe a puzzle. I'm not fully sure of how I want to do the puzzle yet, but there will be a kind of puzzle.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, Maybe a little bit, well, on the scale, not the system from kiln cistern, but maybe roughly on the scale of a kiln cistern, or uh, maybe half the scale of kiln cistern. I'm not exactly sure yet. Once I figure it out, it'll be okay. It required like a tiny bit of brain work, but not too much. You probably be able to sort of force your way through it. I think a little bit, but I want to have something has use a few switches, get past a certain starting area, use a couple more switches, get to the next area, kind of a thing. We don't do a lot of switch based. Oh, we haven't done a lot of switch based uh, puzzles in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Boreas Colossus has some great ones. Kill Cistern. There's the Steam puzzle in Brittany Sewers. Uh, so anyway, that's what I'm not going to give out the name or anything yet either. But there you go. It was mostly a combat scene. Probably not as big as some of the scenes I've been doing. Like not as big as the Grusk area, not as big as the Outlaws Run area. I want to sort of rein it in so that way I can get it'll feel like a full scene, and I could spend a little bit more time on some quests and some dialogue and some sort of storyish stuff, and on that puzzle that I want to do.
Cool. Okay, so there's a question here that I can answer. Any updates on the website for upgrading towns with Kodos? So, yes, actually, that's one of the things I talked to Taslo about, and that is going to be one heck of a job to modify the pot form that's on the scene on the website to reflect the proper way we want to do things. So we've talked about this in the past that the pots, the cost of the pots on the website currently says that they're on sale, but that's the sale prices that are up there are the permanent prices. So the reason why we're doing that right now and leaving those the way they are is so that we don't have to worry about any of the governors, or potential governors who buy a pot to have to worry about having to pay back the sale price later. That was something that had happened in the past, and we don't want that to happen. So what we've done is we've just basically permanently set those prices the way they are. And once we fix the tech on the website, you will be able to go in there and choose, what size pot you want to have, and it will actually reflect it as that size pot instead of representing it as a value of dollars, an actual value of the pot. Obviously, underneath the hood, the values will still be there, but it's not going to rely on those. So when you go to upgrade, it's not going to calculate how much your upgrade cost would be based on what you previously spent on the pot. Because I mean, we might be able to, once in a blue moon, maybe we have an extreme sale, let's say 99% off, right? No promises. Obviously you don't want to have a situation where you have to pay back all that money for, because of an extreme sale or uh, even a charity event or whatever the situation may be. So we're disconnecting that. It's going to take a little bit to do. And once that's done, it will also include the option, hopefully, include the option to pay with Kodos on the website. That will put that into a more automated process. We actually discussed um, basically setting that up so that way if you choose to do the Kodos, that it will, and we haven't figured this out exactly yet, either it'll go into the game and pull the Kodos out of your account, or obviously if you buy the Kodos on the website, then it'll have it right there. But basically it'll know how many kodos it needs to get from your account, and then it'll go and check. And if it get the kodos, it'll tell you it was successful. Otherwise, they say you don't have enough kodos to do it, that type of thing. So again, this is something that's going to take a little while. It's not the number one item on the list of things to get done on the website. The number one thing is that subscription deal to fix all that up. Then after that, we are going to proceed on with what we've already been working on to migrate away from the Portalarium name. That's again infrastructure stuff that's been left alone for all this time. So support will have a new email address, and the website itself won't be referencing Portalarium when we're all done completely. So we're breaking away from the old and establishing the new as the definitive standard. So that way, we're not really related to anything that Portalarium was, so we want to clear all that up and get rid of all the references. So that is on the list of things. I have about, geez, I would say about a dozen. It's somewhere between 10 and 12 things on my list. And I got my lists right here. So of things I talked to with Tassilo. And they are going to take time. Some of them are harder than others. So we're going to try to knock out some of the more visible ones and then dig into the more difficult stuff that's actually affects the way the website actually functions. So, so that should answer that question. All right.
I think the short version is important that the Kodo based upgrades now are all manually done, and it's kind of a hassle.
Yeah.
And if the more automated and the more systemic we can make it, the better. Right now, it takes 2 people at least to do a Kodo transfer, and that's not efficient.
Yes. Very much so. And coordination with the player because Um, yeah, just leave it at that. It's just a pain in the neck, and it could be a lot easier. Okay, so with all that said, we have some prizes to give out.
Nice.
So, would you like to split it with me? Which one do you want?
Sure.
Prizes or character?
I will take. I'll take the names.
Oh, okay, you're brave.
Yep, these names don't look so bad. That's why.
Yeah, I see that. Actually, they're not bad at all.
All right.
Okay, then let us give out the prizes. The first prize of the day, we have two players that get a vase of pink stargazer lilies,
And the
and they
first
go
player
to.
is First player is Dido, and the second player is Vulcan Jedi. Congratulations.
Excellent. Awesome. All right, the next prize is a small longboat dry dock decoration, and that goes to.
By the way, I'm laughing because we have a couple of dupes here. But anyway,
Oh, yeah.
Marlena Silverstaff, you get one of those small longboats, and also Revenant, you get a small longboat as well. Congratulations.
Okay, and the next one is a freestanding pirate banner.
And once again, we have Vulcan Jedi winning something. See,
A
told you.
double winner.
And then Gemma Star also gets a freestanding pirate banner.
And then the next one is a sunflower flower bed. That goes to.
Denali, yep, Denali gets one of those, and Xanthan gets one as well.
There you go. And our final prize for the day is a brown tricorn hat.
And that goes to Asmodee Mahal and also Gemma Star. Congratulations.
Hey, congratulations. All right.
Yay.
Okay, so and of course, eventually we'll probably sort out that duplicate winner thing.
Yeah.
So, all right, thanks everybody for attending and hanging out with us while we just talk about all sorts of stuff here. As I said, in probably the next stream will be the R103 stream. It's been a very busy month. I'm sure there's those of you out there who are expecting some responses on emails and forum posts and stuff from me. So I will definitely be getting those done this evening and getting caught up, which of course, Sannio, means that you have some more work to do. Uh,
Nope.
um, but we'll go from there, and then next month, as I said, is Lord British's birthday month. We are going to try to make that into a big deal, and have lots of things going on, including a visit from Lord British himself on stream and in game. So look forward to that, and hope to talk to you guys soon. So have fun.
We're gonna raid. I see Coswald is around. We can raid him.
Yep. Let's see. Go back to the. I gotta get into the mode of this stuff. No, that's not what I want to do.
Can I do it as a mod? I wonder.
Yeah, actually, you can.
Do you want me to do
To
it?
all the
Sure,
community
go for it.
who support
Let me see
in
if I can
such a
do
big
it.
way.
Okay.
My next question is, okay, when are we getting the Meg the Style collaboration? Because
Shut that off.
Oh, there you go. That's super easy.
Yep. Yep, there you go. And then there'll be a timer countdown. I think you just have to hit another button, right, to make it happen. So,
Oh, do I?
um,
Yeah. Oh, I can do it now. So you got any last words?
uh,
Coswell's too
th
helpful, says Bridge Troll, and you are correct. He is very helpful.
yes, he is. So yeah, once again, thank you everybody, and don't forget that I hang out on Discord and in the forum. So don't be strangers. Talk to you soon.
Yeah. If you don't follow Coswell, you should once you go over there because he does good stuff and every little bit helps with our streamers, especially the good ones. All right, right now. There we go.
Okay. Now let's just find the thing to turn.